The 90s, the land before my time. How exciting it must have been. I mean, you had the legendary rivalry between Sega and Nintendo early on, so many genre-defining games releasing, and of course, the big jump to 3D. Crazy how changing a single number would drastically affect how games were designed, with some series transitioning gracefully into 3D, some not, and others wait until it was more refined. But this little pink puffball wanted his cake and ate it too. Kirby 64 is the first 3D game in the series, if you judge by looks alone, but I'm not that shallow. I care about what's on the inside, and that is a 2D side-scroller feigning ignorance. Because when I hear 3D, I expect something that goes along the lines of this, especially this line in particular. Instead, the approach Kirby took, where yes, it has 3D visuals, but you're tied to the X and Y axis with a dynamic camera to show Kirby's curves. It does make me appreciate how round they made him in this game. I mean, just look at how spherical he is. That's why it didn't release until the 2000s, something like this just wouldn't have been possible in 1999. But is Kirby 64 being a side-scroller a bad thing? No, it's not. Sure, I may be a bit disappointed the game wasn't the next big step for the series, but Kirby 64 is still a darn good time, and I would even go as far as to say that the game was better off for it. Right, Kirby? Thank you. I have no idea what he's saying, just roll with it. Where'd he go? Yeah, I'm just gonna start reading this now. To jump right in, the game opens on the peaceful planet Ripple Star, beating soundly, until it's suddenly attacked by dark matter, an evil space cloud controlled by the reincarnation of Satan. Did I get that right? In all the chaos, a fairy named Ribbon manages to escape with the not titular Crystal Shard, but is chased down until the crystal breaks into the titular Crystal Shards and are scattered across the galaxy. But the good news is our titular hero is enjoying a night under the stars before getting pelted by a falling ribbon. Hearing her plea for help, Kirby, out of the goodness of his heart, wherever it is, vows to help gather the rest of the Crystal Shards, of which there are 74, not 64, and that's going to annoy me until the end of time. So the game takes place across 6 planets. Planet Popstar, Rockstar, Aqua Star, Neo Star, Totally Not Frozen Over Earth Star, and Ripple Star, which has seen better days. Each having 3 to 4 levels with a boss fight to cap it off. Now, Planet Popstar is all about getting the band back together. First is Waddle Dee, who is in my headcanon just Bandana D pre-Bandana era. He's the chauffeur. Minecarts, boats, sleds, you name it, he's on it. And he's just Kirby's bro. Look at them high-fiving each other after beating up a child. Speaking of whom, next is Adeline, a human being. Look, I'm not well versed in the depths of Kirby lore, nor do I want to be indoctrinated at the moment, so I don't know how she exists, but she's an artist and provides goodies along the adventure by creating food from drawings. Wow. And finally, the penguin we've all been waiting for, King DDD. He's reluctant at first, but eventually joins, fully switching over from the antagonist role into a lifelong friend. He'll help Kirby smash through obstacles with his mighty hammer, and when it's all said and done, he picks up Kirby and throws him into the next area. Can I just say how much I love this group? Even though you're playing as Kirby 95% of the time, it still feels like a group adventure as everyone pitches in. And in the cutscenes, they're so expressive. Kirby's reaction to King Dedede getting possessed is golden. He's like, y'all seeing this? Every time I completed a world, I looked forward to seeing what antics the group would get up to next. And the visuals hold up so well with this storybook crayon approach that makes each world pop with colors, and there's still great visual variety and progression between levels. Take Neostar for example, where the first level is in a jungle filled with hidden traps and vines that you have to climb and jump between. Then in the second, you're suddenly thrown into a minecart and have to escape from the underground tunnels, just end up climbing the mountaintops, passing by blatant advertisements in the third level, before finally reaching the volcano, where you traverse magma-filled caverns to fight a lava monster at the end and cause the whole world to blow up! Though Shiver Star is by far my favorite world, where you see the remains of human civilization on this frozen planet while traversing through an abandoned mall to fight a giant transforming mech at the end. This is why I love Kirby. Oh, sure. How about we talk about the best part of any Kirby game? The copy abilities. a staple of the series ever since Adventure on the NES. But this time, they aren't funny hats. They're straight up body horror. The way Kirby just contorts and expands is unnerving. He's even able to split his body into two, leaving a faceless blob with legs that can still move around. I don't know what could be more terrifying. Does this look like the face of mercy to you? This is what makes Kirby 64 truly special, being able to combine copy abilities. All 7 in the game can be combined with themselves and each other for a total of 28 combo abilities, done by throwing up and throwing out the ability you have towards the enemy of the corresponding ability you want. This will be on the test. So you see how much of a pain it would be to do this with the Z-axis taken into account. All to create brand new powers with wild effects. I feel like a mad scientist mixing chemicals together to see what kind of Frankenstein ability I can create. Like, what do you think happens when you combine 2 bombs? Correct, heat-seeking missiles, up to 3 at a time, what a deal. Though Kirby turning into a fridge spawning infinite food sounds like a much tastier option. From transforming into a curling stone, a Swiss army knife, a live firework, or throwing exploding ninja stars at the speed of light, I don't know how this could possibly get better. This is the best game in the series. This mechanic is pure quantity versus quality. There's absolutely no depth to any of these combinations. What you see is what you get. But come on, how can you argue with this? Factually, you can't. But if you really want to be wrong, then we'll settle it when E-Man does. Intense mode, deity only, checkerboard chase. Bring it on. A new Kirby game of course means new minigames, 3 to be exact. Now supporting up to 4 players if you're into that kind of stuff. The first is the 100-yard hop, an incredibly basic minigame where pressing B will make you jump 1 space and pressing A will let you jump 2. Just don't fall into the puddles and never touch the frogs and you'll be fine. Second is Bumper Crop Bump, a rat race of collecting food by bumping into other players. It's fine, but the last is by far the best. The best for mutual destruction, that is. Checkerboard Chase really gets to the core of the multiplayer experience. Complete chaotic energy where everyone is trying to screw each other over as the board gets smaller and smaller, until one shall stand and one shall fall. Or both at the same time. Overall, not the franchise's best collection of minigames, but I'm glad they're here. Oh! You suck! And I've been ignoring the main story for long enough. So on to the final world, Ripple Star. And I really like how it starts out all cheery and happy, but as you get closer and closer to dark matter, the environment becomes drabber and distorted. Leading to the final boss, whose whole gimmick is to attack it with whatever ability it's using. It wasn't anything too hard. I only died like, what, once, maybe twice, 8 times. Regardless, I beat dark matter and saved the day. Peace is once again restored to the galaxy. All's well that ends well. Wait! We got 100% it. Unlike other Kirby games, 100%ing your save file in 64 is completely necessary to get the true ending of the game. By collecting all 74 of the Crystal Shards, that's it, of which 2 were found at the beginning, leaving 72 left with 3 to obtain per level and 1 for each boss fight. It should have been 64 Crystal Shards. I am not letting this go! An incredibly simple task for sure, and also the first time they implemented the 3 collectible mechanic that would go on to be a staple of 2D Kirby game design. The shards are usually hidden in hard to reach spots that require skill to get to, or behind color-coded blocks that correspond with a power combo. I don't like these. It's not a puzzle based on skill initially, but foreknowledge, which means I'll have to replay the levels again if I don't have the right combination. The worst offender being this one trapped behind a combo of bomb and stone, located in the second level of Neostar. And get this, the abilities you need are in this level, so you have to backtrack to an entirely different level, get the bomb ability there, then go to another level and mix it with stone. Like I said, mix it with stone, then come back to this one and survive the level until you get to the wall, because this combo is the absolute best at being able to kill you if you don't have your hard hat on. And I would have been so mad. I mean, I still kinda am, but it would have been way worse if it wasn't for the fact I can just leave the level after collecting a shard. I'm not kidding. If you missed one at the beginning, you can just pick it up, exit, and then boom, there it is. The game saved it. Even works for copy abilities, so you can grab the bomb ability quickly and bring it over to that one level, which removes a ton of the tedium there could have been. It's weird, it's like the game has my back for once and feels refreshing to 100%. I much prefer this compared to replaying the entire game again with barely any differences. Oh. Really goes to show how there's no other Kirby game quite like 64. It's visually unique and gameplay wise, the power combos are so insane I wish they brought them back as copy abilities. And as one of the very few, absolutely minuscule amount of 2D platformers on the N64, it might be its best. Of course, I can't help but wonder what a fully 3D Kirby 64 could have been like, but chances are, it wouldn't have been as good as this game is. So I'm glad HAL stuck to their guns this time around, and made a solid game that still took advantage of the 3D visuals and laid down the groundwork for future Kirby games to build upon. Even 20 years later, when the franchise finally made the jump to 3D, which was entirely worth the wait, I can still look back and appreciate what this game did. Oops, almost forgot, there's still a spawn of Satan to defeat. But before going to confront O2, Kirby needs to make a call. Sure, I'm in. So he shot O2 in the eye on his wound and whatever came out of his butt until he died. Yay! Peace is restored, we all get medals, and Kirby gets a kiss. The end.